Hey, how you doing? Yo, today I wanted to talk about overstimulation because overstimulation is something that it happens to us all, right? And I feel like sometimes we let it creep up and build up and we don't even realize that it's happening. And it's just something in our day and age that is so easy to happen. So, look, we've all had it, on especially on apps like Facebook, right? Because on Facebook, if you ever look down your feed and you're like mindful of what posts and what different like emotions are being triggered, you go on this emotional roller coaster, right? You go on this emotional roller coaster within 10 posts. Like, one will be angry, next one will be angry, one will be all like cute and whatnot. The next one will be angry. And then one after that will be laughing. One after that might be like a sad post or something. The one after that is just almost like irrelevant, just ambivalent to it. The next one after that will be some kind of drama. And before you know it, you've been like sucked into all of these different emotions, right? And not had time to process each one. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's so big. And I feel like that's definitely, it's got to be a big cause of our underlying anxiety, is as a collective. It's got to play a part in that, surely, because I do this thing in the morning, right? Sometimes where you wake up and the thing is like, oh, don't go for your phone, like don't engage in social media first thing in the morning, right? Sometimes I like to do it to be mindful of a difference. Do you know what I mean? Right. So let's put it this way. So you go from being asleep, like I'll go from being asleep, so unconscious really of, or at least not remembering me being conscious of sleeping, whatever, and waking up in that still sort of like drowsy state, and just opening my phone and just going, like, just looking through and just being like, wow, I've gone from being almost like literally unconscious to having all of this information and all of these like different viewpoints and all of this different drama and all of this kind of thing, like, there on my phone, ready. Everything's there. And I like to do it as a bit of just, I don't really like go into all the different posts and don't really like try and engage on them all, but just to have like a broad overview saying like, sleeping was life and now this is life. This is such a difference, and then put it down and then go back to just being like mindful of what I'm gonna do that morning, because it acts as kind of like, for me, is like a good reminder that what we sort of like deem as normal is so far beyond normal. Like, it's so far beyond normal. Could you imagine when we, like when we've evolved, like through our ancestry, right? That you would be able to have pretty much all of this sensationalized headlines and all of these algorithms pointing you in a way of drama and conflict, right? Having all of that every morning and having access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like, that's not how we were that's not how we were developed, that's not how our brains were developed. Like, yo, imagine being like, just back in the days, like being in our tribes, like waking up, and the mission of the day is, one, to survive, two, to thrive, three, to build a sense of community, and instead of that, instead of just waking up and thinking, right, what do I need to do today, and just sort of getting through the day and being, present in all of those different moments, instead you're just bombarded with all of this information and all of these people who are somewhat irrelevant to your actual day-to-day life, like so irrelevant, like as in they're not going to have a direct impact on your actual day, and yet by being exposed to it all, they impact your day. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, I used to start off mornings with like a morning meditation, like religiously, like every morning. Set a timer for it, and then not touch my phone until I've finished my meditation. Whereas like now I like to shake it up a little bit and just really like witness the contrast, because I think it's just something to be mindful of, the overstimulation of all the information that we're exposed to. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of people, myself included, like, to be fair, like I try to watch a lot more kind of like YouTube and things like that now, because you can carry a thought and an emotion for longer within a video, right? You can carry a vibe for longer, and for me that feels more like home, that feels more like how our bodies are designed, and you can actually process things and go through it. Whereas like spending a lot of time on Facebook, like it's an emotional roller coaster. It's drama, and I feel like it adds to emotional jitteriness. That irritability. I don't know. You know what I mean. And the, like I say, like the background anxiety, like that little flutter of what's coming up, like what's gonna happen, like I think we can all benefit from taking time out and just having moments of silence and peace, even if it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you wanna be in it. But I feel it's so beneficial. It is for me anyway, like to be able to, sometimes like I'll just sit in silence, and it's almost like a reset, right? So I don't even know how true this is, but Alex Huberman said it, so it's got to be true. But on his podcast, he was talking about how when we blink, it's like a reset for our brain. It resets where we are in time and space. It's like blinked and reset. And I feel like, like moments of quiet and stillness and peace kind of does the same. It acts as literally, like for me anyway, like it acts as a break, like it acts as a reset. It's like taking time out of the metaverse, like I would say the whole online world is it's kind of like the metaverse, like whatever we're trying to build at Facebook, Meta, whatever. Like I see like the whole of everything that's tuned into online is just being part of this like online world, which is full of stimulation, full of craziness. And to take time out of that is so refreshing, like it's so good, and it gets us back to being, like I say, like what we were designed for. Like I feel like we are so adaptable and adaptive as a species. So I don't think it's something that long term, like, oh, just burn it all down, like no social media, no nothing. Like, nah, I feel like there's a time and a place for it, but I don't know. I just feel like it's just something to be mindful of. There was something I wanted to say, Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So on that note, I was watching the Rich Roll podcast earlier, and he had Guru Singh on, and I mean, anyone who calls themselves Guru is, I love it. It was good, to be fair. It's really good. One of the things that he spoke about was sandwiching your day. So in the morning, having a mindful sort of like moments in the morning to sort of like project how you want the day to go, like thinking through like your intention for the day. And intentions are like, I don't want that to be like a wishy-washy word, but really intention is just like, what are you planning to do? Like, how are you planning to do it? Why are you going to go through the day today? Like, what are you intending to do? Like, just set your intention, and then in an evening, having like a contemplative like end to the day. So like looking back on your day and thinking, what did I do? Is there a way that I could have done it better? Accepting it for what it is, and just looking back through your day, just going over it, like solidifying it. And I thought that was really good. I thought, like, do you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try getting back to, I usually do it in the morning anyway, like to have like something, like I always have something like really intentional that I want to focus on in the morning. Usually it's breakfast, like it's just something as small as that. And usually it'll be, right, okay, what am I having for breakfast this morning? And when I'm having breakfast, whatever I'm having, like whatever I'm doing, like I want to be present as much as possible in that moment, like just to be mindful, to be present in breakfast, like in that time. And that then helps, like the snowball effect. Like the more I can be present in the morning, the more you can sort of apply it to the rest of your day, And but yeah, I think I'm gonna get back to doing like little morning meditations as well, and like really setting intentions for the whole day, what I want to achieve out of the whole day, and then again, like on an evening, reflecting back on it, and in the day, building in these more sort of like mini breaks, like I almost feel like, like at work when you have breaks, or if you're studying, you have like study breaks. Like if you're writing essays, things like that, like you always, or I always used to anyway, try and have like at least one moment in that where like I just stand up and walk, like just get around. I think anyway, it depends how close to the deadline I was. Doing the all-nighters, nightmare. But yeah, just like whatever you're doing, like wherever you are in life, like if you've got some structure, you always tend to like put in breaks in there. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's something like this so can be so positive to like just life, like just putting in little mini breaks throughout the day, having that structure to the morning, starting it off, setting intentions, and then evening thinking, contemplating like how did the day go, solidifying it, and then in throughout the day setting up little mini breaks. And that's one of those things where like the little minute, like the moments of silence, the moments of stillness, the moments of like a reset, and I think that's one way that everyone can benefit from not allowing overstimulation to build to the point where it becomes like a crisis, like to the point where it becomes just completely retracting from the world, from life. So I was thinking, like when you're in like deep depression, right? Like deep depression, when you just want to like stay in bed and that's all you want to do is just retract from the world, like to go back. Like, when you have those moments where you're like, wow, that's your body saying, or it could be your body saying, like, I'm just done with all of this stimulation out there in the world. Let's just keep it to this room for now. This is what I can deal with for now. Let's just keep it to this bedroom for now. Let's close in the stimulation, please. It's interesting. That's why I try not to like say like view things as positive or negative. I feel like it's much better to view things as, like I say, push pull, going into the world, retracting, taking action to come back. I don't know, synergistic anyway. It's never just good or bad. I think life's a lot more shades of grey. Like it's cool. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to share that about overstimulation and just being mindful of it, and just realizing that the normal that we've created isn't really normal, Well, I don't know. It might be normal, but it's the new normal, innit? That's what we say now. It's a new normal. Nah, just yeah. I just wanted to share about being mindful about overstimulation because it can creep up and it can get too much, and I think doing that whole like morning, evening, and taking mini breaks throughout the day, I think that can really help. So yeah, hope you got something from that, and yeah, peace.